Let's go.
Motherfuckers ask me who's that right there. Say that's your boss. That's my motherfucking boy. Who's that over there? That's Z. Fool from Linwood. That's my motherfucking boy. You know me. Check this out.
That's my boy, that's motherfucking boy. That's my boy, that's my motherfucking boy. That's my boy, that's my motherfucking boy. You ain't ready for my motherfucking boy. That's my boy, that's my motherfucking boy. That's my boy, that's my motherfucking boy. That's my boy, that's my motherfucking boy. You ain't ready for my motherfucking boy.
Yo, I clap them toys and never lose my poise. It's smooth hustle to the core, we stay making noise. Young boss said that low, yeah, that's my boy. My life on the line, cuz that's my boy. Took a note to the death word, as good as gold. Your enemies, my enemies, leave them stretched out cold. Cause I stick to the program, so it's G.
Yeah.
Oh man, that brings back memories.
Taking you back real quick, homie.
Real quick, feels good.
Yeah, yeah, dog. That shit, I mean, that shit takes me back too. I remember being at, I think it was the not the Hunk. It was 2nd Street Jazz. I think it was 2nd Street Jazz, dog, in downtown LA, bro. You know what I mean? You guys were rocking that shit out, bro. You know what I mean? You had everybody with you, homie, all your boys. You fools were videotaping that shit. You fools were just doing your thing, dog.
You performed that day too, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think you went on right after us. We warmed it up for you.
Yeah, nah, you got that shit fucking, you know what I mean? Super hot, homie. You know what I mean? The shit was ready to go. Everybody was, you know what I mean, turned the fuck up, dog. All right. Today, man, what's the date today, homie?
Today is the 13th.
Today's the 13th, man, and I want to welcome you all to fucking Hoodstocks. Thank you for tapping in with us on a Wednesday, late afternoon, 5 p.m. or what time is it on the East Coast right now, brother?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay, so it's perfect time for the East Coasters and shit. Today, we got the smoothest hustler on the block, 8-0. As a professional boxer, father of alpha females, trainer, musician, entrepreneur. I mean, if you ain't got the heart to take the risk and get the fuck out the ring, you feel me? $sign gang, stand the fuck up. We're going to dive straight into this. I want you all to give it up for the man with many faces, Sonny Blue. Let's go.
That's right. Appreciate it, my boy.
Yes, sir, dog. How you feeling, doggy?
Doing good, man. You know, just waiting for all this madness to pass us by so we can get back to our normal activities, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, how's your household coping during, you know, this current state we're in right now?
I mean, the girls kind of sometimes feel a little antsy about wanting to go out and stuff like that. You know, sometimes we'll take walks and stuff like that. They just got to wear, you know, their masks, take the necessary precautions, spray down, you know, have some hand sanitizer and everything. But for the most part, you know, we try to stay as busy as possible at home as a family, you know, interact with each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Staying strong and shit. So in other words, if I walk into, if I was a fly on the wall in your house, would everybody be on the phone, or do you?
They'll be arguing, playing Uno, and
that's tight. You
fighting and arguing, and I go upstairs. They all go upstairs. I go downstairs. But it's all fun.
They love pops, huh?
Oh, they love pops.
They love pops. That's what's up, my boy. Hey, well, what are your thoughts, brother? You know what I mean? With this quarantine, with this, obviously, you're, like you said, you're taking necessary precautions. Obviously, you respect the information that's being put forward to us.
Of course, because you never know. No matter what the media is feeding you, I'm just rolling with the punches as far as we got to stay washing our hands and the whole, you know, don't go outside, wear a mask and all that stuff, because you never know. Even though I feel like there's a bigger agenda behind it, and I don't want to touch too much on that as far as
conspiracy theories and shit.
Yeah, I don't want to touch too much on that.
It's a lot of rabbit holes when it comes to that, dog.
But I do feel like a lot of us have had it already. I remember a lot of kids at my boxing gym were like sick for like a month and a half, almost 2 months, and it was just like ridiculous, you know. So I feel like a lot of us have already had the coronavirus, and
we just didn't know it was a coronavirus.
Exactly.
You know, yeah. I mean, I've had, and I'm sure you have as well, brother. I mean, because you're speaking on it, but I've had a number of conversations in regards to like some of my homies and even myself, bro. Well, let me tell you this, dog. And I don't know if it was too early to be considered the coronavirus. October, November. I think it was in October of last year, bro. I have never been. I got sick, bro, and I was sick, homie, for a month and a half, dog. And I've never been that sick in my life, my boy. And it was a respiratory. I thought it was fuck, what's that shit called, dog? When you're coughing up phlegm and you know
Pneumonia,
and not
bronchitis.
I thought it was I thought it was bronchitis, right? You know, so I went to the fucking hospital to get that one medicine they give the bronchitis. I forget the name of it right now. It's skipping my mind. But long story short, brother, it wasn't working, bro. You know, it wasn't working. They were giving me steroids to open up my chest. I couldn't breathe, bro. In the middle of the night, I would wake up wheezing. You know, my girl would hear me sleeping, and she's like, "This motherfucker's just like wheezing, like his throat is closed," you know. And I would wake up gasping for breath.
Wow.
And anyways, they kept on giving me. I went to the hospital 5 fucking times, bro. I said, "Hey, I can't fucking breathe. I can't stop fucking coughing. What the fuck is wrong with me? I've never been that sick in my life." And then here we go into 2020, which has been fucking, I mean, a nightmare of a fucking year, brother. Right?
Yeah.
You know, we both had the same fucking nightmare of a year, dog. And this coronavirus pops up, and as soon as that popped up, that's all I personally can think about is when I was that sick and I couldn't fucking breathe, you know?
Yeah, so I got sick in January. I was sick for like about 4 weeks, about a month. I lost my voice. I was also, when I was sleeping, wheezing and shit. When I would breathe, I would wake up coughing and stuff like that. But me, I've always been the type of person, if I get sick, right away I'll start eating healthy. I'll drink water. I mean, I should be eating healthy all the time, but I'll start drinking water, a lot of warm stuff and stuff like that. So I kicked it fairly quickly. You know, I work with a lot of kids, so sometimes work with like 70 kids a day that rotate through my gym, you know, in a 4-hour span. So sometimes you don't know who has what. And especially in those months, October, November, December, January, even February, you know, that's when people are sick, and that's when, the flu season and all that stuff. So, yeah, bro. And then a couple people in my family too that got sick, that were sick also like from November all the way to like February, as a matter of fact, with a dry cough.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, bro, this is, I think, again, I don't want to get into no conspiracy theories, but
so easy to go there.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many of them, dog.
No matter how bad I try to steer off of that, but it kind of, you know.
Ever since I started this podcast, bro, and especially this time that we're in right now, bro. I mean, my DMs, bro, are filled with homies and just different individuals passing me conspiracy theories like, "Oh, check this shit out, 5G, homie, whoa,"
Yeah.
you know. And I'm just like, I peeped some of it out, but I have come to a point. I'm like you, my boy. I take the same stance that you're taking. Like, of course, there's hidden agendas. Of course, there's being moves made behind the scenes right now. Of course, there's conspiracy theories. But hey, check it out. Whatever the information that's being put forward, well, you know what? I have to be cautious, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's just not me. You know, it's not me. I have kids. I have girls just like you have girls, you know, so I have to be responsible, bro. And whatever information they're putting forward to me, like, all right, well, I'm gonna follow most of those guidelines, dog. I'm not gonna be reckless. I've been reckless too many years of my life, bro, to come to this point as a father, homie. Because if I'm reckless for myself, I'm reckless for my fucking kids, dog. Exactly. So don't hate on me and shit if you see me with a fucking mask on and you're that fucking conspiracy theorist walking around the streets butt naked licking toilet seats. You know, that's on you. You know, yeah. That's on your dumb ass, you know. But I mean, my girls, like, speaking of girls, bro, my girls make me strong, but at the same time, we can be vulnerable to different elements in life. And I would say this is one of them, right? you know. But what so without getting, I mean, how do you feel about everybody just wanting the economy open right now?
I think it's going to backfire on us, man. I think we need to be patient. You know, I mean, I understand too. I mean, I'm out of work as well. You know, I'm doing something for the community in East Los Angeles where my boxing gym is at. I miss my kids every day that I train, not just my kids, like my daughter, training my daughter at the gym, watching her spar and stuff like that, but all of the kids that I train. I miss them. You know, I want to go back, but the circumstances, they got to be right. Everything has to be right. I think prematurely, if we do open up now, it's going to backfire on us and it's going to set us back even further. So I believe that we just need to be patient. Um, like I said, just follow the necessary precautions, you know, wear a mask, wash your hands, just do that stuff. If you get a chance to go walk with your family. Just, you know, make sure that you guys are nice and covered up.
I mean, this is a good time to, I mean, if you're not healthy, this is a good time to get healthy because our bodies are a fucking engine. Like if anybody, I mean, you know this shit, brother. You know what I mean? You're in the gym with these kids, you're training. Like the better you take care of your body, if you do get sick, the better chances you have of your body fucking saying, nah, homie, you got to get the fuck out of my system, right?
Correct. So I also agree that, I mean, if you're quarantined too long, you know, it can make your immune system backfire a little bit because we do need to be out there. You know, that's how our immune system is built up, is by when you're out there touching stuff. But obviously, this is a virus that I believe, again, was put together to really mess you up and wreck you. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that you do need to go out there and get a little bit of sun. If you got a patio, sit in the patio, get some sun, work out. You know, that's one of the best ways to boost up your immune system is work out, vitamins, and eat healthy. You know, so
yeah, most definitely, and that's the road that I've been on lately, bro. You know what I mean? I'm out of work as well, and I've been home, and man, I love it. I've been home with my babies, and I mean, I was having this conversation with my boy Nick Nack from Coco Pelli Inc. Out there in Southgate. Shout out to them homies right there. But I mean, it's been it's for me and my girls. It felt like a vacation, much needed. Because before that, you know, like we were talking, I work construction, bro. I get up at 3:45 in the morning, brother, you know, and come home and I'm in a bad mood sometimes, bro. I don't sleep good. I had a long fucking day. I worked 10 hours, you know. I gotta go to bed early. Everybody's fucking buck wild at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I'm trying to wind down and go to sleep. But anyways, my girls love her and I said, like, what? Pops, daddy, oh, there's no rules right now. I mean, there's a little rules, bro, but everything's out the window from the regular program, you know?
Yeah.
We going to bed. My girls, man, going to bed fucking 12, 1 in the morning. I mean, this is the flip side of the pandemic, you know?
Me also, my girls, man, I mean, yeah, we spend quality time with each other, but, you know, they're at the teenage years. I only got 2 that are teenagers that are left, that are minors, always arguing, always fighting. I'm right there playing referee, not only dad sometimes, you know. But yeah, it's quality time that you're able to spend with the entire family. You know, sometimes I'm so caught up in the whole boxing agenda with my daughter and with the kids that I train, and you know, tournaments are back to back. So sometimes I don't have time to pay attention to certain kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so caught up with them. But I try to kind of distribute my time amongst them evenly, you know, as much as I can. But for the most part, I'm enjoying just being at home with them and, you know, raising them.
Yeah, most definitely. What advice, bro, could you give me? I mean, you have all girls. It's a couple of them are teenagers. What advice could you give me, being the fact that I have young girls, bro?
Enjoy them, bro. Enjoy them because they grow up so quick, Lucky. They grow up so quick, brother. You know, forgive them right away if they make you mad. But that's a love that you can't compare to anything else, bro. Is the love of your daughters. I just finished having my first grandkid, and I love my daughter, my brother that made me a grandfather. I'm glad I hit that milestone in my life. But the most important advice I can give you, bro, is enjoy every moment, good or bad, because they grow up so quick, man. They grow up so quick. And my daughter Pearl has been in Kansas for going to school for the last 2 years, bro. And these last 2 years have been surreal. Like it's weird because I don't have that pulse in the house that, you know, her energy that makes my home.
Makes your home complete.
Correct. So she'll be home by the end of the month, and I can't wait, man.
It's a missing puzzle piece.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
time.
All right, so moving forward, bro. So like we talked before the podcast, bro, before we went live, I wanted to hit you with a couple current events, bro. You know, just kind of pick your brain, bro, before we dive deep into motherfucking Sonny Blue, because this dude here, he's got a story, man. You guys are gonna love hearing this dude's journey, and this is what we all about right here at Hood Stocks, man. We share people's journeys, and but I wanted to ask you this, bro, and this is kind of like some current events in LA. What are your thoughts?
Shoot.
What are your thoughts on the abuse being inflicted towards our Mexican vendors?
It's sad, man. It's very sad. I grew up in South Central, you know, so I grew up amongst African Americans, you know, blacks and Mexican. It was predominantly all African American back then, and I think it's a shame, bro. I think it's a shame that the system was built to be at each other's throat when we have both been part of the struggle. I feel like brown is the new black, that we're being treated the way African Americans were being treated back in the day. And now we're the stepchild. And I just think it's sad because I have a lot of good friends that are black or African American. And it's just, you know, these kids they don't have role models to educate them, or maybe there's a father figure that's missing in the home to kind of educate them. And I guess kids aren't being raised with those proper morals that we were raised with to respect the elders. But I think that it's very sad, man. And I don't think that the way to fix that is, you know, with violence. I really don't think that's the way. I think that it's going to filter its way out. I think they're going to be dealt with by their own, you know. So
I mean, they're just kids, bro. They're just I don't really feel in their heart, bro, that they have like like these young brothers, African brothers in LA, that they have like real like hate or ill will towards these Mexican vendors, but they just kids, man. They think it's fucking funny, bro.
Yeah,
they videotaping this shit, and this shit is it's trending, homie. It's trending. So they see, oh shit, look at this fool. This fool got all these views. Videotape this shit, fool. You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean, that there's nobody right there to educate them about it, how dangerous that could be. You know what I'm saying? And that right now, from my understanding, is that the brown and the blacks are trying to be united as much as possible, and this is kind of setting that a step backwards when these kind of things are occurring.
Sometimes when you take a step forward, for some reason, we always tend to take 2 steps back for some reason. I guess that's the way life works sometimes. But check it out, bro. I mean, you being raised in South Central, you being from the neighborhood that you're from, you grew up with, you know, if you had one of them young brothers sitting here right now, bro, I mean, what would be your words to him? Like, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass, homie. If I see you slap one of them motherfuckers,
oh,
you know,
man.
I mean, you
paying
bro,
for that raspado, motherfucker. No.
Yeah. What would you tell him, bro?
I mean, I honestly, I don't feel like I would be in a position to be able to get through to the kid. Like, I would try my hardest to try to get through to him.
What would be the approach, though, dog?
I would be like, man, what do you think you're accomplishing by that?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gaining by doing this? Put yourself in that position. If this was happening to your uncle, to your dad, to the person providing for you, how would you feel? Put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel that in order to get through to them, it would have to come from one of their superiors. You know,
Someone they looked up to or
Yeah,
something.
'cause-
Someone that their word held weight, right?
Yeah. So from my understanding is the kids that have been doing this are gang members. So I guess the only way to get through to them is, you know, coming from one of them.
Exactly.
They're bigger homies.
It's got to
They're-
trickle down.
Correct.
You know what? I was having a conversation with George Perez the last podcast, and we spoke on it, and we talked about in the 90s, bro, the 90s in LA. You know, and I guess he's from Orange County. The 90s in Orange County, I guess, of course, were similar as well. But you know, a lot of vendors, a lot of homies, you know, they used to rob paisas and stuff like that, you know, and these are fools on drugs and shit like that. And we said the difference from then and now is now there's cameras, now there's social media. Maybe back then, if there was cameras, man, it would be it'd be ruining a lot of motherfuckers' lives, but it would raise awareness where maybe our homies would be like, nah, bro, that shit ain't the business. Whoop de whoop whoop. You know what I mean? You know, stall that shit out. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes I remember, you know, the Raspado man would pull up to the park and he'd be on one and the homies would be rolling around with the Raspado bike.
Come on, my boy. You know, homie. You know, you got a couple stories underneath your belt, homie.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, me, I'll be honest, personally never did it.
that's good, homie.
You know, but you know, it was a trip. You know, the Raspado man, he'd be on one, you know, he'd want to get on one, and you know, the homies would be rolling around with the Raspado bike and the elote bike.
You know what, bro?
You
When
know,
I was, I think I was like 16, 17 years old, bro. You know what I mean? My homie pumped me up to get the ice cream truck. And I got the ice cream truck, bro, you know, and
the ice cream truck or the ice cream?
the actual truck, my
Oh,
boy.
wow. Okay.
You know, and got the little thing of change, homie. And I remember we ran, bro, and we left a trail. I left a trail of change all the way to the spot, well, which is known now as the trap, right? You know what I mean? To the trap.
Yeah.
And I remember my homie came up and he's like, damn, homie, on the way over here, I found $10 in change. Fucking homie, but kids, homie, kids will be kids, dog. And I don't know, it's a crazy time, bro, with all this fucking social media and everything. Let's move from that, bro.
Yes, sir.
I have a name I'm gonna throw at you right now. Dog.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I have a name, and let's see if this name rings a bell. The dude's name, it's a brother. His name is Ahmad Arbery.
Oh, yes. The kid from Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think I've been to the South, bro. Have you ever been to the South?
No, I haven't. No.
It's very different out there, brother. I posted not that long ago on my Facebook, I believe, or my Instagram. I'm not too sure. Maybe it was Facebook. There's no place like California, you know, because the diversity and everything. It's love. You know how it is, that from the food to the cultures and everything. I'm the type of person that likes to learn about different cultures. But if you go to the South, bro, you know, these people are flying Confederate flags on their truck. You know, you walk into a store or a Walmart, or it doesn't matter, and they're looking at you up and down, you know, like, and there's nothing you can really do because, I mean, you're miles and miles and miles away from home and from your comfort zone. So sometimes you're called certain things that you're not used to, and, you know, in a drop of a hat, you'll react. But sometimes you just gotta, you know, turn the other cheek, man. But bro, I've seen some stuff when, like, for instance, I'll switch it up just a little bit real quick. I was in a boxing tournament in West Virginia. I know that's not down south, but West Virginia is a very there's a lot of racism out there. And I remember I was crossing the street coming back from the boxing venue with my daughter, and we're crossing the street, and I seen this pickup truck, like, hit a quick left, and I had to hold my daughter back. I honestly believe if I don't put my hand to hold my daughter back, the truck would have hit her.
Would have clipped her.
Yeah. And the guy stopped, and he knew what he was doing. He was like looking at us through the rearview mirror and smiling and stuff like that. In Georgia, I remember being in line ready to purchase something. I was with my boy Tank, rest in peace, and he, we're buying something, and he's like, I remember him telling us, "Hey, man, if somebody's looking at you guys funny, ignore it. Just roll with the punches.
Just let it go."
And this lady's looking at us, and we're talking in Spanish, and she's like, "Why are you guys talking in Spanish? You guys are in America." Yeah, so I can only feel. I feel bad for what happened to that kid, man. I think that's unnecessary. I look at it as brown and black. I feel like it's the same thing. We've walked the same paths. I believe we've always been the underdog. I believe the brown right now is more of an underdog.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
100%. I agree.
I believe that it's pretty messed up that that happened to that kid, and my condolences and
to his family.
To his family, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, real quick, shout out to all 81 people on the live chat right now. Shout out to the homie, whoever dropped that super chat money. Thank you very much. I didn't want to interrupt the homie while he was talking, but I saw that at the corner of my eye. Much love. Martha Sanchez, I see you, baby girl. You know Martha, right? Martha Sanchez. She's a school teacher at
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she used to be the after school teacher for my daughters.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For Chantel, I think was her favorite.
Yeah.
Right, Martha?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, she said hi. Hey, tell me you guys can hear this. Tell me you hear that drum beat real quick, so we can keep on moving. But I wanted to it's unfortunate, bro. Like this 2020, homie, is just it's been beyond ridiculous, my boy.
I can't believe we're already in May, bro.
I mean, we're almost halfway through the year, right?
Yeah. I was barely getting back on my feet too, from the birthdays and the holidays and everything.
Yeah.
And then this came.
Yeah, I know, dog. It's fucking ridiculous. So, yeah. Hey, real quick, bro.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you this, dog. I wanted to ask you this a few questions back, but thoughts on President Trump?
Oh man, I mean, the guy's a racist, bro. Like, I just think that his whole approach on everything is, it's immature, man. The way he carries himself, his racism, and the people that support him, and I just think the guy's a clown. I think, you did. You purchased one of his shirts. Remember the shirts I made and put out I think it was 4 years ago when he was barely about to go into office.
How'd you do with those shirts, bro?
Oh, man, I did really good.
Yeah? You need to print some more, dog.
Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah.
But I just think, man, that he's silly, that he's immature. I don't know how he's even in office. But again, he's just a puppet. He's just a face for the country. And, the people that are really running this country are the people in Congress. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to get another 4 years of him.
I believe so, too.
Yeah, Biden's not going to beat him, bro.
Not at all.
No, I mean, what
he was confusing his wife with his sister. Remember that one?
One thing about Trump, though, man, he's fucking burnt, bro. You know what I mean? But the shit he be talking about that dude, like I'm not a Trump supporter, bro, but the shit that Trump says about Biden is pretty accurate, bro. Like Sleepy Joe Biden and all this shit. Like they clown him, dog. You know what I mean? But so moving from that, dog, how do you feel about sports? Being the fact that you're you're a retired pro boxer, 8-0. Yeah, 8-0, baby boy. Let them know.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, I'll ask you this let me ask you this real quick.
Okay.
When you were boxing, bro, what was your deadliest combo?
I like to throw the hook to the head.
What hook? What's
left hook?
Left hook.
My left hook was my favorite punch. It was my go-to punch.
Why?
And I believe all the knockouts I had were with that left hook.
And are you right-handed?
Yes, I'm right-handed, orthodox.
So they're not expecting that left hook.
They're not expecting that left. I mean, well, a lot of righties like to throw that left hook either to the body or up top, but mine was to the head, and it was pretty vicious. And all 4 of my knockouts were from a left hook to the head.
I think I remember a story a while back that was told to me that you were fucking on stage, you're rapping, some dude fucking was fucking popping off, and you caught the motherfucker, I believe, with the left hook while you were on stage.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's some truth to it.
So yeah, we were at this it was a comedy / hip hop show, and we pulled up pretty deep, bro. We pulled up very deep actually. And you know, I'm doing my thing on stage, and it was one of those little small stages where it's a little step, you step up, a little 3-foot step, and you're on stage and you're rapping, right? And you know, I had all my audience there, and I had my guys on stage with me rapping and everything. And you know, I'm doing my thing. I got my chains on, and this clown comes up, and he's like, kind of like, you know, and before I even explain it, bro, I was never the type to show up to a show wanting to look for problems, because again, the way you feel now, when my babies were that little, I felt like I had to get home.
Yeah.
Go do my show and make it home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I always make sure that we were prepared in case anything. We were always prepared, but we never went looking for nothing. And this guy, he was just looking for it, bro. You know, so, you know, first time, you know, he tried to, you know, tap me on my chest and stuff. And I kind of brushed his, you know, hand out the way, and he got a little butt hurt. He started yelling, getting closer and closer. And what really got me hot, bro, is when I smelled his breath and I felt like a couple little specks of spit. And I just reacted like I believe any man would.
Got you.
And I laid him out. And this was like towards the end of the first song we were performing. And I still had like 15 minutes to go. Yeah. And if I don't finish my set, I'm not going to get paid.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was finishing my set, and I remember when my boys' verses would pop up, I kept telling my guys in the crowd, like, hey, all my goons, keep your eyes open. I remember my boy Tank, rest in peace, which is my boy. I love him. I miss him so much. He's my compadre. And my boy Spike, also rest in peace. You know, I remember when they heard that, they went outside and they just blocked off the parking lot for 15 minutes till I performed, got paid, so we could leave in peace. Nothing happened after the show. The boy got knocked out. Matter of fact, his homeboys after the fact, you know, they already felt the energy in there. They came up, apologized. Hey, we're sorry. You know, my bad. My homeboy was off. You know, he was out of line. And nothing happened after that. Everybody went home, and we were good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's good to have solid individuals around you, dog.
Always, brother.
You know, you got your boys blocking off the motherfucking. I mean, that's some boss shit right there, dog. Hell yeah, dog. So back to the sports thing, my boy. I mean, how do you feel about sports potentially being played or performed in empty arenas? What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I watch them from TV anyway, so it is not really going to affect me none.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nothing like the live experience when you're at a sporting event. You know, so. I mean, for the fans that got season tickets, it sucks for them. You know, I believe that we got to take one step, you know, going forward to bring sports back, because I am a sports guy. You know, football, basketball,
teams, real quick, teams,
Lakers, everything LA except football. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of people clowning. So my football team is the Washington Redskins.
Okay.
You know, for some weird reason when I was a kid, well, not weird reason, like I always liked Indians.
Yeah.
I remember I used to like the Cleveland Indian logo. I used to like the Redskin logo. I think it's the Chicago Blackhawks logo, the hockey logo. Yeah. So I always liked those logos.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a Super Bowl party in 1987 with my sister, and she was like, Mijo, pick my oldest sister, Espy. If she's watching, shout out. She said,
shout out to Espy.
Espy, my oldest sister. I love her. And she was like, Mijo, pick a team. I was like, I like the Indians. She goes, those are the Redskins. They were playing the Broncos. And I was like, okay, so the Redskins. And my brother, being a typical older brother, was like, they're losing, fool. They're 17-0. What are you doing? I was 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. I like them. It's the Redskins, right? And then They ended up winning 42-17. Doug Williams came off the bench, put up 42. The Redskins won the Super Bowl, and then we won it again in 1992. So that led to me becoming a diehard Redskin fan. I know. They haven't been good ever since, but it's all good. I'm not tripping. And just authentically, that's how I fell in love with the team. Everybody else falls in love with, my uncles are Raider fans. My uncles are Cowboy fans. But that's how I became a Redskin fan. Oh, and our football team at Harvard Park growing up was the Redskins.
Okay, say no more. Shit, there it is there. You know what? So I digress a little, go back to what we're talking about. I think in regards to competitive fighting, boxing, UFC, I think with the stadiums being empty, I think there's some cats, it's the pressure thing, bro. And some people, I think it's taking out an element in professional sports, especially fighting, I think, bro.
Yes, because, and I'll get on that. I know exactly where you're going with
Let's go.
that.
You shoot
So,
that.
I mean, for basketball, football, baseball, these contracts are already signed. So these athletes got to get paid that, regardless. For a boxer, you go by, from fight to fight, you're signing a different contract, okay? So the way it's going to hurt a boxer, right, is they're not going to get the purses they've been getting lately. Like, they're going to take a pay cut for the simple fact that that's how the promoters make their money, is by the sales at the gate, the ticket sales, and of course, you got like the Zone that has like certain boxers like Canelo, Triple G, and other boxers that are already under a, TV contract that already got paid this money. But a lot of the up and coming boxers, they got to eat, and this is their only way, especially the prospects that are barely coming out the shadows, is like, you need to fight in order to be recognized. So yeah, it's going to hurt boxing. I think more than the UFC, it's going to hurt boxing more.
And also too, to add to that, some people under pressure fight differently. So having a crowd in front of them, and there's some people that feed off that crowd, right?
Exactly.
So I think it takes the element out of just the whole entire picture, including obviously what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
So so in sports, that's why when you're playing at home and you got the home crowd against you, and you're booing the shit out of a basketball player that's trying to shoot some free throws, it takes a toll on them. You know what I'm saying? It makes him come through in the clutch.
Yeah.
And without that, it's going to change the game around, bro. It's going to just kind of mix it all up. So, I mean, that's just something that we got to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, most definitely, done.
We need to bring sports back. That's for sure, bro. Because
we need sports, man.
I've been watching a whole bunch of old fights on YouTube, like old fights, my boy. Some old ass shit.
Favorite boxer?
Favorite boxer of all time is Julio Cesar Chavez.
That motherfucker's a warrior, bro.
Yes, he was, dog.
God,
ain't nothing in the ring like a Mexican heart, my brother. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No doubt about that, dog. So lately, and it's trending right now. These videos that are surfacing right now of Mike Tyson working out. Speak on
bro,
that, boy.
Looks like he hasn't even missed a beat. Look like he never went anywhere. It's just like he just dyed his facial hair and his hair, and that was it. But yeah, bro, he's quick. I seen the video of Holyfield. He's just not punching fast enough. Calling out Mike Tyson. Evander, don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's an age difference. I think Mike Tyson's 52, 53. I think Holyfield is like 57.
Wow.
I think once you start, I mean, the beginning of the 50s, the end of the 50s, I mean, I think it makes a difference a little bit, right?
Man, Mike Tyson looked fast, homie, man, cutting those angles and ripping those up. Yeah.
That's the style of boxing, bro. Does anyone fight like that, bro? That style of boxing,
no.
That peekaboo style, that fucking just like
not
the way
like
he
Tyson.
moves.
I'm sorry, I've never seen anybody like Tyson.
Is that a style that, I mean, do you know if that's a style that Mike picked up from his legendary trainer? What was his trainer name again? Help us out real quick. Live chat. Mike Tyson's legendary trainer, white dude. Took him in.
The first one, hold on. Yeah, the old viejito.
Yeah.
D'Amato, no.
Yeah, Cuss.
D'Amato or
D'Amato,
something?
yeah,
Okay,
Cuss D'Amato. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So
Was that originated from him? Did he?
I believe so, but I think just that movement, that pit bull grit, it was just naturally in Mike Tyson, brother. It was he was just an animal.
Just in his DNA.
He's an animal, bro.
Have you ever watched? I mean, I'm a huge fan of Mike Tyson. I'm a huge fan of Muhammad Ali. You see me with Muhammad Ali? That picture right there, bro?
Muhammad Ali is the GOAT, brother.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. You know, and as a Mexican, you know, Julio Cesar Chavez is the GOAT. You know, for us, for Mexicans, to me, it's Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yes, sir.
But overall, of course, you think boxing, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You think basketball, you know, Jordan.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I got to catch up on
Hey, you know,
Jordan
you're
special.
a beast, bro, when your name is just one single name, you know, Chavez. You
Jordan.
You know, Ali, Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
100%, dog. All right. Well, so moving forward, I want you guys all to get ready right now. You know, pour yourself a drink, roll yourself a blunt.
Whoop.
You know, if you're non-alcoholic, drink. But you know what, brother? I wanted to have you on this podcast, dog, because I feel that, I mean, you've lived an extraordinary life. I mean, you have a background and you have a family history. The Navarro family,
yeah,
you know, you have a history, bro. You know what I mean? And you were part of that history. So let's start from the beginning, dog. Your household growing up.
Yeah. So I was born in Compton, California in 1977. You know, I'm the eighth of 12 brothers and sisters. You know, I got 8 sisters, 4 brothers.
Oh, damn.
It was, you know, real hard growing up. I was born in Compton, but I was raised in South Central. We lived on 111th and Broadway, right up the street from 108th and Broadway, which is the Broadway gym, where the Broadway gym was located. Boxing was something, you know, that was naturally in our blood. And the way we were ever able to discover that was my oldest brother, my brother Knuckles, that's also probably watching. Big ups to my brother. He used to sneak us off, you know, I was 6 years old, dog.
Yeah.
And he used to sneak us off into the, you know, boxing gym at Broadway. And he used to bribe us with noun laters.
Gotta love the now ladies.
He used to bribe us with a little pack of noun laters, dog, you know. And he used to be like, look, you guys can go in there, you're gonna box. I'll give you some noun laters, but you can't tell my dad. Like, shit, noun laters, hell yeah, let's go. You know, so yeah, I didn't have the same trajectory as my brother Jose or my brother Zurdo, but yeah, we all started very young. We used to go to the gym. We used to put on the gloves with these kids that were already seasoned. You know, we would max them out, you know what I'm saying, or hold our own. And, you know, one of the trainers, you know, would always watch us. And I remember his name. I'll never forget his name. His name was Henry Walker, right? And remember this gym, bro, we were the only little Mexican kids walking up in there.
Gotcha.
You walk up it's like 100 stairs. Well, at least it seemed like 100. And we walk all the way up. You know, you look to the right. You know, there's Bill Slayton, rest in peace, legendary trainer, playing checkers with another trainer, with another coach. And there's 2 boxing rings. And we would walk in. Everybody would kind of look at us, look towards us, and be like, what's up with these little Mexicans? What's up with these little Mexicans coming in here? So we would go in there. My brother put on the gloves, and we would do our thing, dog. And so one time Henry Walker followed us. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but there's like little islands, grass and little trees and stuff that split from north and the south. You know, the car, you know, the lanes, the car lanes.
Gotcha.
So we would run up the little islands to get home quicker, right? So he followed us home one day. He followed us home, you know, knocked on the door, and my dad answers the door. And my brother has to come clean, dog. We can't lie to my pops.
Yeah.
My dad was a straight cowboy from Mexico. Every day wore a sombrero, cowboy boots, and You know, we were raised with the proper morals, not to lie. You know, even though we still lied, but you know, my brother had to come clean. He was like, "Yeah, Dad, you know, los llevé al gimnasio. I took him to the gym. You know, and he wants to train us. He likes the way we box, and he wants to train us. And then from there on, it was just a go. You know, my dad was like, "How come you guys never told me this? It's a sport that I love. You know, now if you guys really want to take it serious, we'll take it serious." And I was speaking to my brother about this the other day, and he kind of refreshed my memory on a couple of things. And Bill Slayton, the trainer I was just talking about that passed away some years ago, I remember my brother said that he was like pretty sad that we left because, you know, he loved our energy there, our hard work that we put in as little kids, 6 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, putting in that kind of work, you know. So he gave us some boxing equipment so we can continue the dream. And I remember we would always go like to East LA, Resurrection, Eddie Heredia, which is the gym that I'm at now, brother. And it's just a trip how life hits a full circle sometimes. Because the gym that I run now is the boxing gym where we did our first amateur fight back in 1987.
That's dope.
You know, and now I'm running that gym. I'm the head coach there. You know, so it all hits a complete circle. So yeah, man. Then we started going to these tournaments, winning, traveling all over the country. Me and my brothers, bro, like training at home, just going to certain gyms just to go spar. Certain trainers also seen that, you know, that grit and approached us. You know, Manuel Montiel, one of the best trainers out there, when, you know, in that era, he's the one that developed Oscar De La Hoya to be the beast that he was. You know, if you were a good boxer back in that era, it was either Manuel Montiel working with you. So
De La Hoya calling out Conor McGregor right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Oscar. I mean, what's it going to be in the ring? I mean, I don't know, bro. That's just.
I mean, it's money.
It's
right?
a money scheme, yeah.
It's a money scheme off the top. But Oscar, from what I'm hearing, he's saying, "Hey, man, I'm faster than ever. I've been training. I will knock him out in 3 rounds." Conor McGregor.
I don't know, man. And that's what a lot of people think is like, I don't know. I would have to see it. So then that would draw the promoters to making that happen so you're able to see it. Me personally, I don't see that fight happening, bro. I don't want to see it. You want to see that?
I mean, it's a cool conversation.
It's a cool conversation, and it shouldn't go past that.
For sure.
You know, respect to Oscar. I mean, he did his thing in the ring, and I mean, why? He's doing great as a promoter. He has one of the most marketable boxers out there, which is Canelo. A lot of the, you know, talents and prospects that are out there, like Ryan Garcia, he has him. He has Virgil Ortiz.
That fool Ryan Garcia is a beast, huh?
Virgil Ortiz, look him up.
Okay.
That kid's a monster. He's from Texas.
Okay.
He's a monster. He's also signed to Golden Boy. If I had to put my money on Ryan Garcia or Virgil Ortiz, it'd be Virgil Ortiz. Having a better career. They're different weight classes, but having a better career, Virgil Ortiz, don't sleep on him. That kid's a beast. He's a monster.
We'll peep him out.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to sidetrack off of getting into your story, brother. But so Oscar De La Hoya, just keep your ass on the shelf. Keep doing what you're doing. But Mike Tyson, do you want to see him fight?
Yeah.
Why is that? What's the difference, bro?
Shit, those brutal knockouts, and it looked like he could still knock a few motherfuckers out. So I want to see that.
I want to see that.
I'll
too,
pay
bro.
for that.
I you know what? 100%, brother. Like I would pay to see Mike Tyson fight way before I want to see fucking the Conor McGregor and Oscar De La Hoya circus stuff. It'd just be a circus publicity, bro.
Yeah. I agree. Tyson, he's just, you know, the way he's moving. Well, at least the videos, you know, the way he's moving, it looked like he still knocks some motherfuckers out. So I would love to see that. And then the knockouts he used to have were brutal. And I like seeing brutal shit. So
5'11" heavyweight. Mike Tyson
knocking motherfucking giants out.
Giant, exactly, bro. It's just chopping trees down, dog. I mean, the dude is fucking amazing. Have you ever listened to his podcast?
No.
Hot Boxing Podcast. Check him out, bro. The dude is like the fucking Dalai Lama of the new generation, bro.
Okay.
The brother has got a lot of insight, and he has a perspective on life that is very it's inspiring, dog, and it's enlightening. And I personally,
he's woke.
Yeah, woke.
Yeah,
I look up to it. I like it.
I seen this interview where he was talking about some guys like, man, this is legendary, and you know they're looking at some belts sitting on the table, and he's like, man, this shit's garbage. Like,
it ain't nothing.
It's garbage because you know he was on the short end of the stick when you know promoters were taking advantage of him, managers were taking advantage of him, and unfortunately that happens to a lot of boxers. If you don't watch your surroundings or who you surround yourself with, people will leech off of you, and you know, it's a sad story. There's a lot of boxers that had legendary wars in the ring and they have nothing to show for it. Yeah. You know, so it's pretty sad. So as a boxer, you know, sometimes it could be the loneliest sport in the world, man, because when you're winning, everybody's there. And then once you lose and everything is gone, everybody else is gone as well.
I think that has a lot to do with a lot of elite levels in life. You know, when you hit that fucking that upper echelon, and then when you come down from that mountain, it's like, fuck, what the fuck's everybody at?
Yeah, so you know, I'll explain to you as far as you know. I was signed to a real good manager, man. His name's Tom Loeffler. He's Triple G's promoter, and he used to have the Klitschko brothers. He used to have Chocolatito, but we were his first boxers, along with Kevin Kelly, Obakar, and I remember he took a chance on me and my brother Zurdo Carlos Navarro, which was a badass amateur. He beat Floyd as an amateur to go to the Pan American Games.
Wow,
I believe that was Floyd Mayweather's first loss as an amateur was with Carlos.
With your brother.
It was. Matter of fact, it was his first loss. The way he just took a chance on some kids from South Central was amazing. You know, I had the right platform. He had the right blueprint. Me, I just, you know, didn't have the dedication my brothers had, even though I retired undefeated. But what does that, you know, get you? You know, I invested my entire life, imagine, since the age of 6, started competing at the age of 10, turned pro at the age of 18, and I retired when I was 22. You know,
why did you retire, brother?
Because actually, I'm sorry, I retired when I was 24. That's how old I was when my dad passed away. Because when my dad passed away, that's when the drive for it really just, I was like, damn, my dad's not here, you know.
Went out the window. Huh?
So it was all out the window. And you know, my passion was always with a pen, man. I love to write. Ever since I was young, you know, that was my way out, was like expressing myself on a notepad and writing. And I used to always love rap since I was a kid, and listen to NWA and stuff like that. And yeah, so I had the right blueprint and everything. Every time when I retired, I remember every time I would come across some boxing on TV, I either recognized somebody in the corner being a coach or somebody in the ring fighting.
Yeah.
And then some of the guys that I beat as an amateur were world champions.
Gotcha.
Making millions of dollars.
Which could have been you.
And here I am in fucking South Central, you know, doing what I got to do to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about.
100%.
And it's just, you know, I was disgusted basically with the sport. So like I said, sometimes it could just be the loneliest. I mean, I invested a lifetime in it. And then just to back out of it, I felt like I let my dad down. I know I let my brothers down because they kind of reached out to me about it after, like, how could you do that? You know, don't you remember everything my dad did for us? And then all of a sudden, you know, you were undefeated, and then all of a sudden you just tapped out.
When your pops passed, I mean, when your pops passed, it seems like from what you're telling me, when he passed, so did your passion for
For
boxing.
boxing, yes. I think I tried to make a comeback like once or twice after that, and that was easily my body wasn't, I wasn't not even near the weight class I used to fight at. I used to fight at 138, 135, and shit. I'm walking around at like 175, trying to drop down to 147, and I couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So it was just time for me to just let it go, bro. And then just when I started, then after, boxing is when I really started doing what I love to do, which was music, and we were making noise with that. We were making great music. We kind of stood out from the other Chicanos that were doing their thing.
You were most definitely ahead of your time with the music.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I still hear that now, but there's a lot of prospects out there that I think once they get on, they're gonna blow it out the water.
Yeah, but check it out, bro. And let's get to that. I mean, in regards to the prospects that you think are those individuals. But what's a trip though, bro, is back then. So, your music was buzzing in my neighborhood. I met you through my homie Chopper, through my homie Chucky.
Yeah.
I remember going to one of your album release parties. I remember going out to Orange County. You had a fucking badass studio, bro, out there.
Yeah.
That shit had a tattoo parlor. That shit had a motherfucking pool table. That shit had multiple rooms, recording studio. I mean, that shit was fucking lit, bro.
Yeah, man. We were blessed to have something like that, to be able to go and master our craft when it came down to making music. If somebody was using the main studio to record, we had our beat makers, my boy Leche, Nolo Fizzle. We had them, in the other rooms coming up with stuff. If we had a show coming up, we had a room where we can go and rehearse. And if you wanted to get a tattoo, my brother was in the front, able to tattoo motherfuckers.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and so you are the CEO of Smooth Hustle. How did Smooth Hustle come about, bro?
Okay. Smooth Hustle. So, I met my boy Leche back in 2002. My dad passed away in September of 2002, and I met Leche around November. I linked up with him. I remember he gave me his number, and I remember I didn't hit him up till after the holidays. And I had finally reached out to him, like, "Hey, my brother, what's up? This is Sonny." I already had my thing going. I had a thing going with my boy, Armando Contreras, which is also a boxer. And, we had formed a group. It was called Brown Skin Outcast. And that was my thing, was Brown Skin Outcast or Balls Out. That's what we, And then I met Leche, and Leche already had the whole Smooth Hustle thing popping off, right? So big shout out to my boy Leche, because I believed in his vision, what he had, when I sat down with him and finally made the decision, okay, we're going to go all in with this, but it has to be something that makes sense. And you know what? I'm a person that keeps it 100 and loyalty as well. So as soon as he put me on with the whole Smooth Hustle thing, I ran with it with him, and that's my boy till this day. We still call each other. We still link up all the time. And that's my homeboy. Loyalty to him to the fullest. He's loyal to me. So his vision with the name and what it should be, and Smooth Hustle, getting out the hood, using this as a vessel to create something big and get out of here. Yeah. Right. So I believed in that. And I said, you know what? Pride to the side. I got to run with what's right, especially if we're going to put all our money behind this. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So we ran with it. It worked. He trusted everything that, any idea that I had. I trusted any idea that he had, of course, being with the strong characters that we had. We bumped heads sometimes, but that only made our relationship a lot more closer, a lot stronger, with a bigger foundation, So it all started off with me and him. Started off doing English music at first.
Yeah.
And then my boy just was like, Sonny, you got to rap in Spanish. And I was like, what the fuck, dog? How am I going to rap in Spanish, my boy? And then I heard him rhyme in Spanish. I'll be honest with you, he was the first person I ever heard rap in Spanish, and it sounded legit. Because I heard other shit in Spanish, and it just didn't sound right.
Yeah.
But I heard my boy Leche rap in Spanish, and that sparked something.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, well, let me go ahead and give it a shot. So we did. I rapped in Spanish. He thought it was legit. He gave me a few pointers. Look, do it like this, do it like that. I ran with it. I remember the first 10 songs I did in Spanish, and we put an album together. And here we were on mainstream, on the Spanish channels, on you name it. We were there, you know.
Yeah, you guys were making noise, bro.
Yeah.
You were making noise. And what's a trip about you, bro, is what the homies are doing now, you were doing back then what the homies weren't doing. Because back then what the homies were doing, they were doing like Chicano rap and shit like that. And here we are, Sonny Blue. You pop in a Sonny Blue CD, and I mean, bro, you sounded outside of your the Spanish, your English music, bro. You sounded like everybody else on the radio, bro. Yeah. And you're a Mexican American motherfucker from South Central LA, homie.
Yeah, and we always made sure that we represented that. We weren't trying to be anything that we weren't. We always gave them, you know, if there's rappers rapping about trap, right? We would rap about how the trap is supplied.
Trapoletics.
Trapoletics. I think I got the shirt on.
Oh,
I came ready. I came prepared. Trapoletics.
Hey, are you guys still selling those shirts and that merch?
Actually, not right now. What I'm focused on more than anything is my daughter's brand, which is the hat that I'm rocking right now, the Chicanita. You go to chicanita.bigcartel.com. We're doing great numbers, bro. This is something that I'm very proud of. I believe this is the best version of me, is transcended through my kids' accomplishments. So I'm very, very proud of them, bro. Every single one of my kids, not just Chantel. I'm proud of my daughter Pearl, Layla, Michelle, Ashley. My baby just made me a grandpa. That's the greatest feeling, brother. I can't wait to meet Messiahs. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests for the Trapoletics thing, I think I'm gonna go ahead and you know, bring that back, resurrect it. Yeah,
throwback. Yeah. So before we get into Chantel and to your, you know, your other daughters, brother, which is huge, and I can't wait to get to that. But let's stay in the music. Let's stay with you. Let's stay with you in the music, dog. Yes. Bro, you were ahead of your time. You had a foundation, you had a platform built, bro. You know, you had Z Guns, which is now Guns Lozano. You had who else did you have with you, bro?
I had my boy Sabio, which was another dude that used to rap in Spanish. And then I remember he had his first kid, so he had to kind of pan off. I had my boy Baldacci, man, Baldy. So proud of that homie too, from the same neighborhood, and he's doing his thing, and that just makes me proud, bro. Like, had my boy Danny G. We had Compton Chapo, I believe back then he was Young Chapo or something like that. Yeah. I mean, I think we had like we were very, very, you know, picky on who we let come in and represent Smooth Hustle.
I mean, they couldn't be a Chicano rap artist on Smooth Hustle.
I mean, we were Chicano rappers.
Exactly, but the genre.
See,
I mean, did you fuck with it, bro? The Chicano rap genre of music?
I really didn't feel I feel like they were like gated to who they could sell their music to. And that's what I was trying to stay away from. I was trying to break off into the mainstream. I wanted blacks to listen to my music, whites, just the same way everybody listens to Snoop Dogg, to a Tupac, to a Jay-Z. That's what my plan was, to be that person to do that. I felt like the Chicanos, they kind of like limited themselves of what their fan base could be, but never talked down on them. I never uh, even looked towards doing music that way. I just felt like this is our goal, is to be mainstream and to make sure everybody is feeling our music, not just a certain type of people. But I never looked down on them. I never felt like we were better than them. I just felt like we had to kind of break the mold a little bit.
And I think you're an originator of that, bro, in the LA movement, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
I mean, don't you think, bro?
I
mean, who else was doing it like you were doing it back then, bro?
I can't recall.
I can't recall.
I can't
bro.
recall.
Honestly, when you were talking right now, I was trying to think about that, bro. And because Sonny Blue right here, I'm from Highland Park, homie from Florence, and our neighborhoods, we good. We have connections from just relationships, personal relationships, just being cool cats, fucking with each other. And I know in my neighborhood, I couldn't go to a barber shop in my neighborhood without seeing some of your CDs right there, bro. Or without, you got so real barber shops, motherfuckers are shooting the breeze. They drinking, they smoking, you got hood motherfuckers in there, dog. And I'd walk into some of my barbershops and they're like, oh, yeah, Sonny was just through here a minute ago. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He got that new mixtape. Bop, bop, bop. What was that mixtape? Tattoos and
jewelry.
Tattoos and jewelry. I remember that shit, dog. Yeah. And the album cover was dope as fuck, dog.
Yeah, we were getting tatted up, or there were some females tatting up. Yeah, man. So we always, we just try to, bend the rules a little bit. But we always represented our people to the fullest, man. I felt like that was one of the main ingredients that we knew we had to keep with our music, is represent for us, because I just felt like, no disrespect, I just didn't feel like we were represented the way we should have been. Just, again, might sound like a broken record. It's like you're kind of limiting your fan base to a certain extent, and we just wanted to break that barrier.
Break them barriers, break them boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? And now there's a lot of them out there that I believe have a lot of potential. And but yeah, man, the music thing was badass. We had a few deals on the table. They just didn't make sense. I mean, if you already invested in yourself by yourself $150,000, why would you sign a deal for $80,000? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense. So we kind of were like, it don't make sense, right? Like sometimes, you go do a show and you get paid $2,000. Oh man, you made $2,000 in 15 minutes. Nah, motherfucker, you just putting a little bit of dirt back in the hole. That's all you're doing.
100%,
rent is due in a couple days, so that's where this is gonna go to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And while doing the music, I kind of took away from my kids as far as putting a roof, like a home that we own, over their heads by, carrying all the weight as far as paying for studio time. I mean, paying for the studio to have studio time, new equipment, because in the music, I mean, you need to have the flyers equipment. As the times move, you got to move with them, or you're going to get left behind. Printing up stuff, printing up merch and stuff like that. So, till this day, I still collect a royalty check every 3 months, every quarter. So, it's a little something. It's not, the biggest check in the world, but it's something that's gonna, put some food on the table or pay a bill or a couple bills or something, so.
Yeah, no doubt. So if you could rewind life, what would you do different? Or would you not do anything different?
I would pursue my boxing career.
Yeah.
I would have pursued my boxing career and left the music alone. I regret it, bro. I regret it. I regret not pursuing my boxing career. I believe I would have been a world champion. I do, because a lot of the guys that I beat became world champions. And I mean, I know some people might be looking at this and be like, damn, but the music, this, that, and the other. But I mean, you're asking me a question. Answering genuinely, authentically, is I wish I would just pursued my boxing career.
I think passions and callings. I had a conversation with the homie Concrete Live. You know what I mean? If you guys are familiar with him, um, and we had a conversation about passions and callings. You know, music was your passion, boxing was your calling, right?
Yeah.
You know, and passions, man. Like, so music, bro, music can be such a fucking trap. Any passion can be a trap. I mean, so I have a son. He's gonna be 21 years old, right? And he loves music. He records music, and sometimes he thinks that I'm being, how can I say, bro? Not being a hater, but I'm kind of stunning his growth a little bit in regards to him pursuing his music career. But I just said I always try to tell him, because I had a little stint with music, and I wish I can take that time back of the energy and the time that I invested in that, dog. You know, and possibly not put 100% into that and concentrate on other things in life. You know, it was a passion of mine, but 100% it wasn't my calling. You know, and what advice would you give someone right now pursuing music, bro?
Be original. There's already a Game. There's already a Snoop Dogg. There's already you know, what are these new little rappers? Little Dirk, little all these little guys, young this, young that. There's already that. Try to be original. You know, put a little bit more thought in a song. Concepts was something that was like, I mean, you could talk to anybody I did music with, and they knew that the concepts I had were original. Um, I mean, to me, sometimes, you know, they thought I wasn't putting no, you know, energy into trying to record a song sometimes, because, you know, every song was going to be a feature. And I was like, man, fuck that, dog. We just did a feature. Well, how about we start working on solo tracks? Think of a concept. We just did a song 2 days back to back about the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, about fucking weed, about partying, about drinking, about girls. I mean, fuck. How many times you gonna let off a clip in a gun, you know, in a
Yeah.
track? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, be different, fucking have a concept and work around that concept. And that was my thing. And if you listen to my track record of the songs that I did, I have a lot of different concepts. One of my favorite songs, and it's on iTunes, and you guys can get it. It's Pinky Promise, a song that I did with my daughter Layla, right? And touching on that same base, like you with your son,
Yeah.
my daughter loves to sing. She's a singer. She likes music. She wants to sing, you know, and she kind of feels like I don't support her because I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's very hard. You know what it's like,
It's a
Lucky. It's
struggle,
hard.
bro. Yeah.
It's hard, you know, and people will take advantage of you if you don't do it right, or you're not up on game about certain things, right? And it's not that I don't want to see her become a successful singer. It's just because it's hard, um, you know, and it's a process, and you got to trust the process, and you just got to be careful, especially being a female, you know, out there. And I try to game my daughters up. I try to give them the best scenarios as possible, so they're able to make a decision, you know. And I mean, but you know, just so back to the music thing, it's, you know, it's fun. It was, you know, my escape from everything. I was able to express myself through music, you know.
I mean, you put a lot of time and you put a lot of money and you put a lot of effort into it, bro. And I get it. What you said, if you can rewind the track, you put all that energy into boxing.
Yeah.
You know, your true talent of, like you said, how everything comes full circle. You know, here you are, you're training kids, you're running a fucking gym. You know,
Bro, boxing, it takes a lot, Lucky, to get into a ring. And a lot of people be like, oh man, you're just gonna go in there and throw chingazos. Nah, homie. You're risking your life every time you step in that ring. Sparring, even if you're just at practice sparring, you're risking a hit in back of the head. If it's a bad hit in back of the head, you're done. You know, when I go to these tournaments, when I take my daughter out to compete, I got to sign a waiver,
Yeah.
saying that, you know, the possibility of injury or death, you know, and you're signing off on that, you know. So it's the warrior mentality in me that it's like, You know, you're in there and you got two weapons and you're limited, and you know what I'm saying? You're limited to what you can use, and by being able to defeat another man with these two, my brother, it's not a bigger reward. It feels so great, you know, and especially it's you by yourself doing that in the ring.
I
You know?
wish I wish when I was younger, bro, that my pops would have I think all kids, I think they should mothers, fathers, I think you should put your kid into some type of martial arts or boxing just to give the kid the confidence, just to give the kid the respect, you know, of what it is to have that warrior's mentality or to fight, you know. I wish my pops would have put me into that type of environment, bro. I think it can be, you know, regardless if you're successful or not, but I think all kids should experience that, dog. Because I think it's a good tool in life to have underneath the belt.
Definitely a confidence booster. Definitely, my brother. And I'll tell you right now, the talent is in the hood. It ain't in Beverly Hills. These kids got fucking trust funds that they're gonna cash in one day. You know, it ain't in Brentwood. The talent is in the hood. You know, so this year, hopefully, it still goes as planned. And that was my plan, was to open up a boxing gym in South Central, literally right around the corner. I mean, we already have the facility. The facility is there, you know, and we're gonna put up this boxing gym, and you're gonna pull up and you're gonna see there when we're gonna be there when, you know, it's my grand opening. And you know, I'm gonna give back to the community, because the next champion of the world is out there gangbanging. When he could transfer all that energy, all that anger, whatever the case is, you know, whether it's poverty, not having a father, not having all the good things in life, all that could be funneled through boxing. Their energy could be used through that, you know, go to the boxing gym, you know, and a lot of kids feel like that, you know, where my boxing gym is. I got a few teenagers, you know, that are 16, 15, 17, and I could tell right away, oh, yeah, he's headed down that path. So let me give them, you know, some words of advice like, hey, man, I'd rather have you here than you being out there. You know, they'll pull up to the gym at 3:30 from when my first class starts, and they'll be helping me out with the other kids. And then when it's their time to go, they're there till the closing. And that made me feel good, because I feel like, you know, I'm helping this kid out from being out there and gang banging and, you know, being on drugs and doing certain things. And, you know, my thing with them was like, if you're gonna want me to train you, you got to also do good in school. So I want to see your grades. I want to see your grades. And believe it or not, Lucky, you know, when you can be a father figure to these kids and give them that, you know, scolding sometimes, because sometimes I would scold them too. Like, you know, if you're going to be in here, you're not goofing off, you know, taking breaks during the rounds. You're here to work,
Yeah.
you know, and they kind of embrace that, believe it or not, bro. They don't look at them like you're kind of getting on them. They look at it like, man, this is what I need. This is what I don't have, you know, and, I had some kids that every excuse out of their mouth, it's because my mom. Oh, it's because my mom. I'm like, hold on, how old are you? I'm 17, I'm about to be 18. Then you need to man up, young man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like if I could give them that, you know, that's a plus for me and a plus for them.
Hold on, okay, let me just do this real quick. I seen somebody trolling my shit with a million fucking the sloth bill. I don't know what the fuck that is, dog. Yeah, once in a while we get some motherfuckers, dog. They just
Some
like,
haters.
nah, I don't even know what it is, dog. I mean, not everybody's get some burned out motherfuckers on this shit sometimes, dog. I mean, and they just I mean, cloud fucking fuck up the whole fucking shit, dog. But anyways, yeah, bro, that's fucking. I mean, I feel like in life, bro, like everything happens for a reason if you like it or not. I mean, you went down your road, you pursued the music. I mean, you started off boxing, you pursued the music, you did what you did, bro. You made the noise that you made. People will always remember you for that, bro. You know, you said, I wish if I can rewind the track, I would have went 100% with the boxing, put that energy into that, dog. But here you are now,
Mhm.
brother. Here you are now. I mean, all these years doing the music. I mean, music, when anyone's doing music, and if any female is in a relationship with a dude doing music,
Hard.
it's hard for them, bro.
It
It's
is.
hard for them. And I mean, they think that a motherfucker might be being selfish, because I've been called selfish before and this and that.
Oh,
Yeah. And maybe you're not paying attention to certain things you should be paying attention to. But I know you're the type of dude, bro, that when you have something in your mind, when you have something in your head, like, man, you put in 100% into, like, I'm gonna get this, like hold up, like, I'm gonna make this pop, I'm gonna get this. When I get this, it's gonna be for us,
so what I'm about to say all goes back to like when you ask me for advice, you having your baby girls, and I tell you enjoy them because you're lucky. You don't have the music right now, and you got them.
Yeah.
So enjoy them because, bro, I went weeks. I'm talking about weeks, almost months sometimes without seeing my daughters, but I lived in the same house. So I would get home at 3, 4 in the morning, knock out, you know, wifey takes them to school. When they're off to school, I'm asleep. By the time they get out of school and get home, I'm already back at the studio.
Yeah.
So it was that was it. That was the cycle.
I mean, it's a different rotation in the music business. I mean, in the music business, motherfuckers work in the nighttime. There's shows after the show. You hit in the studio, recording music. I mean, the hustle doesn't stop.
Exactly. You go on tour, you go to different states, you do your thing. You got to get noticed, you got to get recognized, and you have to put in that extra effort, you know. And yeah, I did that, and I sacrificed a lot of wonderful years of my little girls not being there for them. So again, that's what I'm saying. Enjoy every bit, every moment of it, man, because you don't get them back. And I remember when my wife had my girls in the sport of soccer at first. I remember going to the games and having these güeros be like, "Oh my God, your daughter's so phenomenal, bro!" Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, how could I, even not be here and watch her?" And my daughter's going the extra mile trying to perform so I could, to get my attention.
Because Pops is there.
Yeah, dog. And then I remember I made the decision. It was like, you know what? And I think the last time that I was like fully active was when Kid Frost had his studio in Burbank. I don't know if you were ever at that studio, but he had a studio in Burbank.
Yeah, with crypto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it used to who used to own that studio, right? That was a badass studio, bro.
It was, dog.
Who used to own that studio? That one dude that owned the planes and all that shit. I forgot. I can't think. They did a movie on him, and DiCaprio played him.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. The Aviator movie.
Yeah,
right?
the dude for that movie that was for, bro. He used to own that building right there,
I
bro.
didn't know that.
And that's why that building was so fucking
It
badass,
was
homie.
sick, bro. Everything
Yeah.
was hardwood. The walls, everything was nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that studio. I dropped a few songs there too.
Yeah.
And Crypto, and I think Concrete was there too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they were doing that Brown Monster or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
I came up with that name with Eric.
Okay.
So me and Leche had that name, Brown Monster. And then Eric was like, "Hey man, I like that shit. Let's run with it." I go, "Green light, go ahead."
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brown Monster was part of my thing too.
Yeah.
And facts. Do some research. Ask Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that was like the last time I was like fully with it. And then I had told my boys, you know what? The studio in Buena Park in Orange County, I was like, look, here are the keys. The bills will still get paid. Then it went a couple months without nobody pulling up to do music. So then at that point, I had to kind of like store all the the recording equipment and just focus on what was more important to me, which was my girls' development as athletes. And my goal then there switched to like, you know what, I'm gonna focus my entire energy into making sure my daughters become elite athletes and get scholarships to go to school, get a badass education for free, get a nice degree, a degree that actually is going to be a necessity in life and become something. And that was my whole goal with them playing soccer. Chantel was a beast at soccer too. And then, I used to always tell them stories about when they were athletes, how my brother Carlos was a world champion. He was a badass amateur, one of the most decorated amateurs. My other little brother, he was an Olympian, bro. Like world champions will come and go forever. But Olympians, very few of them. And Olympians are forever. World champions, they lose their championships, but an Olympian will always go down in the history books. Like you can look it up 100 years from now. Who was on the Olympic team in 2000? And my little brother's name will be right there, Jose Navarro. Okay, so I always pointed that out, that was like something special to become an Olympian, So also explained to him that my brother Carlos came out on the first Knockout Kings in 2000, which was the first boxing game, and my brother is in it,
That's tight.
So these stories that I would explain to him, I guess, kind of triggered off Chantel, because she was a really good soccer player, and that's, and then she came along with her ideas like, well, what if I box? And I got fucking mad at her, like, don't fucking ever ask me that shit again. Like, you can't even practice 2-3 days a week, and you think you're gonna practice 5 to 6 days a week? Don't. I have so much respect for that sport. Don't. You don't play boxing. It's not what you think it is. So if you don't mind, we could lead right into that.
Let's do
how now I'm back to boxing. And a lot of the guys from my era are now real good trainers and stuff like that. So finally gave in with Chantel, slamming the door on her mom and dropping her off at practice, giving her the silent treatment, and saying, man, I hate soccer. Like, I don't even enjoy it. It's not my passion. Like, why can't I box? Because I'm a girl. And then her mom finally said, you know what? Take her to the fucking gym. She'll get popped in the mouth and,
she'll be back to soccer.
She'll be back to soccer in no time, but that wasn't the case, and I've said this story over and over the way it is. Like, the first time she sparred, and you don't know if you have a real, fighter until they get hit in the face, and either that's gonna make you snap out of it, like, hold up, this ain't for me, or it's gonna trigger something off, like, you know what? I'm gonna get better at this. I could take that punch and give back harder, So once that happened, I already knew she had what it took, man. Like, just sometimes I remember when I first started with her, like, I would, throw some punches, and then she would throw fucking punches and start moving. I was like, what? Where does she see this? You know what I'm saying? Like, where does she see this? Like, this is crazy. She's just picking it up so quick and so easy. And it's in the DNA, bro. And I believe it's in fighters and everybody. And sometimes that shit just floats up on the DNA sometimes, and it's just easier to bring out on some people. And she was one of those kids. And I'm very proud of her, but she still has a long road to cover. She's been doing this for a little bit over 4 years. She's on the junior national team, number one in the country at 114 pounds. Nike endorsement, You know, she has her piece that they just did on that new app that came out, Quibi, you know, on the series, on the Prodigy series, you know, and it's, I mean, sky's the limit for her, you know, just the whole trajectory behind her in the sport is, you know, what's paving it out for her. And I think this is a perfect moment for her with the whole equality empowerment movement for the females. And, you know, she carries that on her sleeve and represents, you know, she's such a humble kid, bro. Like, you'll ask her about the Nike thing and she'll just kind of smile about it. Like, she doesn't carry herself like she thinks she's the shit. She's very humble. And I tell her that that's the most important thing is to be humble and remain humble. And most importantly, being a champion in the ring, the most important thing on top of that is being a champion outside the ring, you know. And I believe that she does have the traits and the skills to be able to, you know, elevate women's sports through boxing and through her career. I really do believe that. So I'm gonna keep continuing to invest my money in paying for these tournaments that come out to like $4,000 to $5,000 a tournament, bro. To be out there for bro, for airplane flights, you know, hotel for a whole week, rental car for a whole week, food for a whole week, and I'm talking about a whole week, like 10 days, bro.
What is in regards to being endorsed by Nike? What does that consist of, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, right now, the only thing that they can do, because they got to make sure they stay within the red tape of USA Boxing, the only thing they could do right now is, I mean, she can go ahead and do as many commercials as she wants with them or whatnot, but the only thing that she can get in return is, you know, merch. That's it. Merchandise.
She gets merchandise.
Yeah, so I mean, she's blessed. Like, anything she wants, they will provide for her. Yeah, that's the article, I believe. Yeah, there you go.
I got a signed.
Yeah, that's what she did.
I got to put this shit in the frame right here while you bullshitting.
Yeah, so they gave her the whole, you know.
Look at that right there. I mean, how proud does that make you feel, dog?
Makes me proud, but again, she has a lot of road to cover.
I mean, when she's in the ring, bro, and she's throwing these punches or she's taking punches, bro. I mean, are you in that ring? You're in that ring with her as well, right?
Well, I'm in the corner. And I mean, I have to be understanding. I mean, I know what the sport is about. I mean, you're gonna get hit, bro. So I can't be in that corner nervous because, first of all, that's my kid. She'll feed off that energy. If I'm in the ring or in her corner nervous, she'll feel it. So I have to keep a poker face. And I understand, like, it ain't going to be a perfect fight every time. She's going to take some punishment, you know, and I have to be able to hold my ground and be able to be her coach. And she knows when we're training, I'm not her dad, I'm her coach. When I'm in that corner, I'm not her dad, I'm her coach. I'm her coach first when it's in the sport. Once it's all done and everything, then I'm her dad. You know, but I'm her coach. I have to carry myself that way. You know, I can't be both at once because then, you know, the nervousness will start kicking in and then that would fuck my fighter all the way up if she feels that or senses that. You know, and then it helps when I have my cousin Cuco in the corner. His son's a fucking monster, Steven Navarro. They're both the same age. Every tournament we go to, my brother, we bring them back champions. And that shit is so rewarding, bro, because there's gyms that'll take maybe 10 to 15 kids to the nationals, and they're lucky if they bring one back. We take Steven and we take Chantel, and we bring them both back champions. You know what I'm saying? So come on, dog. We go 100%, right?
Yeah.
So in December, we took 3 fighters there. Well, I'll say 4 because we took my other nephew. He was trying to make the Olympic team. David Navarro, also a monster. Big time promoters and managers are sought after him, you know, as well. But we went over there, bro, and we represented to the fullest. I took this little 10-year-old girl. Her name's Raquel Ariola. She's a little thing, bro. 10 years old, 60 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Also number one in the country, you know, and we took them, bro. We brought them all back champions, except my nephew David lost in the finals to make the Olympic team, you know, but we brought back Chantel champion, Steven champion, and the little girl Raquel. We brought them all back champion. And the icing on the cake for that is Steven and Chantel got the most outstanding boxers, female and male, for the junior division.
Wow, that's amazing, though.
Fuck yeah, bro. That was.
I mean, after getting the championship and getting those accolades, getting those awards, right? You know, holding your hand up in that ring, you know, getting your hand held up in that ring. I mean, how are they? Do you guys have something that you do after that, like a ritual? Like, do you celebrate?
You go eat.
You go eat, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
bro. Because these kids have to hold their weight. You know, they got to make weight every day that they compete, dog. You cannot be 0.2 over, and they're on a digital scale. And if you're an ounce over, my boy, DQ'd. You're disqualified.
Yeah.
You know, so these kids are drinking water, they're eating vegetables, they're eating clean, healthy fuel, you know, and then once the tournament is done, oh my boy, like this whole quarantine thing, like I'm like, damn,
kind of slipping.
Every time I look her way, dog, she's eating something, and her answer will be like, "I'm good, Dad. Don't worry, I'm good."
What is she, I mean, after a tournament, what do you guys like? What does she want to eat, bro?
Man, she wants to eat pizza, pasta. She wants to anything and everything, my brother. Yeah. Hot Cheetos, Takis.
You know, all that good shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't supposed to eat.
Yeah, but no, well, she's very disciplined, though. If I tell her, look, Chantel, from this day forward, we got to eat healthy, we got to eat clean. Yeah. You know, she knows what it is, and she'll follow those instructions.
So I was watching, I was on YouTube the other day, and what's the significance of the silver gloves?
The silver gloves. So silver gloves is a big tournament. It's the hardest tournament to win in the aspects of that. There's 4 different phases. Okay. You got to go through the districts. Districts meaning everything here in Southern California except San Diego County. Okay. So you get your champion from that. And those are 3 days of competition, right? So remember, these tournaments, you lose once, you're out.
Okay.
That's it. So first phase is the districts. Then you get a champion, right? And then you go to the states. Then you got the champion from San Diego, the champion from our LBC, which is our local boxing committee, LBC 33, that's us. Then you get your champion from us here, champion from San Diego, champion from Central California, and then Northern California. That's another 3 days of competition, and you get one champion. Now, after that one champion, you go to regionals. Now you have Hawaii, Utah, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, and Nevada. So, and Hawaii. Did I say Hawaii? I think I did. So then you get the champion from that. That's another 4 days of competition. Right? And remember, you lose once, you're out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. And then after that, you become a region. Now you're region 8. Okay. Region 8. So now you guys all represent. First, you're trying to fucking kill each other, and then you guys become a team, right?
Gotcha.
And then you go to nationals, which is in Missouri, in Kansas City, Missouri. And then that's another 4 days of competition.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to win that tournament. And we have all fought in that tournament. Like you name a boxer. Terrence Crawford, he won the silver gloves. Earl Spence, he won the silver gloves. Ryan Garcia, he won the silver gloves. So it's a good, championship to have on your resume as an up and coming boxer in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Chantel won it. Chantel won it. Yeah, and it's
that's crazy. Hey. Congrats, my boy.
I never won that tournament.
Yeah.
I never won it. I went to the finals, all the way to the finals twice.
Yeah.
And lost.
Damn.
You know, but she was able to, she was able to, give me that satisfaction of
she got it for you, Pops.
Yeah. But my brothers won it multiple times. My brother Carlos, my brother Jose, they both smashed in the sport, bro, as amateurs. They were phenomenal. Yeah. Along with all this other talent that we had here in Southern California, bro. It it was the best era in boxing. It's not the same, but it's like the best era. So
And let's get back to it not being the same and why. But give me 1 second. I gotta pee real quick, my boy.
handle that.
But hey, check it out. Anybody have any questions for the homie Sonny Blue right here? Check out the chat line,
Yes,
dog.
sir. Yes,
There's
sir.
a lot of people on here, bro. You know what I mean?
South Central.
Yeah, maybe ask a couple questions.
Yeah. Let me see. Smooth Hustle, much love, support, big bro, Sonny Blue. What's up, Chris? What's cracking, man? TKO Boxing, yeah. Of course I do. You ever seen a Southsider from SF? I don't know what that means, sorry. Mr. Frank, Underdog Training. Loma is the best right now. He's a beast. Yeah, Martha, I gotta get some more. I'm waiting for some to come in. And I'll have them soon, I promise. I'll make sure I send you a message. What's up, Leche? What's up, fool? What's cracking? TKO Boxing. Man, all those kids over there are dope, man. I don't remember the last names, but there was a kid that went to the Silver Gloves. I think he won it all. Hi, sis. What's up, SP? I love you. Good looking out, my boy. I appreciate that. That's right. Tucson, Arizona. I was raised in South Central LA. What was county to you? Eddie Heredia Boxing Club. It's in East LA. Make sure you guys go to chicanita.bigcartel.com. Purchase your hats. Look, they're fly. Fly ass hats. I need glasses, homie.
Oh, is that right? Shit. Sonny, where you from, my boy?
I'm from South Central LA. That big F. What's up, mija? Thank you guys for supporting always, huh?
Phoenix.
Yeah, I need a haircut. Big time. Look at this shit. This is ridiculous, man. Quarantine hair.
Hey, bro.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I can see that oil glistening. Hey,
I gotta take care of it, bro. You gotta take care of it. If not, this shit'll be all crispy underneath the skin. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, bro.
Yeah, bro. I need
can't,
Steve to open up his shop real quick so I can go get.
Hey, you guys can't see, but this dude has oil glistening off that fucking, like, if that is a motherfucking beard. I mean, bro, that shit is motherfucking.
And I don't feel right without it no more, my boy. Like, I know if I were to take it off, I shave off 10 years, you know? But I just don't. I feel like this is my crown now. And I tell my daughters, should I shave it? They're like, no, Dad.
Nah, you gotta leave that shit.
Yeah, they like it.
That shit legit, dog.
And then everybody can't grow it. So
I can't grow it, dog. That's why when I see you, I'm just like, you motherfucker. Let me get some of that.
Yeah, I do need a haircut though. Tell Phoenix I'm gonna need him to hook me up, man.
Hey, you still got your hair up top though, right?
Yeah, I still got hair, dog.
I mean, shout out to the cats, bro, that they got all the hair right here. They got all the hair right here.
But they ain't got no hair.
But they ain't got none up here, bro.
I still got it, dog.
You got them good genes, my brother.
Got it.
Yeah.
My dad was though. He was bald. I don't know. I guess it skipped a generation.
Yeah. No doubt. Hey, so you know what? Let's do this, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. How's everybody doing out there? You guys good? What's up? City of Bell, what up, my G? A lot of motherfuckers tapped in right now. Always showing love. Shout out to everybody, man. Much love, much respect.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm blind, dog. I'm trying to. The
yeah,
Jokers. That's what's up.
yeah. I mean, we good. Jesse, what up, Jesse? Jojo, my boy Jojo right there. What up, Jojo? Echo Park, Ralph, what up, homie? Uh Janot, I can barely see that right now.
Me too, dog, right, like,
Climbing the charts, my G. We climbing the charts. South LA 213, South Central in the
that's
building.
right. Yes, sir.
You already know that and shit.
Much love.
How
Always.
did you balance, bro? Like, this is a question that I wanted to ask you earlier, bro. But being where you're from, the area that you grew up in,
Yes, sir.
music, boxing, it's a balancing act, bro. Like, how did you stay out the system, brother?
Smooth hustle.
Say no more.
But the homies that I grew up around, sometimes there's cliques within the clique, you know, and I was fortunate enough, the homies that I was around, they were about getting their money.
Yeah.
And sometimes they would see me steering off because I did like to fight when I was young. I like to fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? So they would see me steering off with the wrong ones and they would come here. Hey, Sonny, come here, dog. Hey, dog. Kick it right there, homie. Kick it over here, dog. Look, show you how to get money. This is how you get money. This is how it's done. This is what it is. And then growing up, it didn't matter how active we try to be, bro. My dad would not allow that shit, dog.
Yeah.
My dad was like strict.
Strong structure in your family.
My boy, he didn't fucking play.
Yeah. I mean, so growing up, you had your moms and your pops in your life.
I was blessed.
And I think that's a huge factor. Like, I didn't have that. I had neither, or neither. I don't know what the proper word is, but as I'm doing this podcast, I try to get my
you're good.
My language right. But anyways, it's a strong factor. If you have strong roots, you have a foundation.
Yes, sir.
You grew up with foundation,
bro. Like, we were gangbanging in middle school, junior high is what they called it back in my day, right?
Yeah.
Well, back in your day too.
Yes, sir.
And I couldn't fucking leave the house with no baggy ass pants, with a big ass shirt, and so we had to tell one of the homies, "Hey, dog, take some pants for me.
Yeah.
Take me some of your shoes, and take me a shirt." And we would get, because that's how my dad would. My dad didn't give a fuck. He was not playing that shit. My dad did not like tattoos. My dad did not like gangs. He was just like, a ranchero from Mexico. That he was damn if he did all of this for us to fucking go down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? And when we got to school, switch it all up. And as soon as that fucking bell rang, homie,
put it back.
That shit back out and fucking run home as fast as you can, dog, to go to the boxing gym. So my dad knew how to fucking wear us out. So we would get up early in the morning. He would take us to go run. I'm talking about 5:30, dog, 6 o'clock. We go run, come home, get ready to go to school. Ain't none of that. Oh, I'm going to chit chat with the homies for a little bit when the bell rings. Oh, no, we'd be like this. If we were in class, we would be like waiting for the bell to ring and just go home.
Kept a short leash.
Yes, dog. It wasn't, so my dad, he tried his hardest, because I still kind of went against the grain. So did my oldest brother, Knuckles, and my other two brothers. They were very dedicated, bro, and I wish I had that. That's something I didn't have like them, while I was boxing as an amateur.
Yeah.
But I am so grateful, bro. Like, me and my dad, we clashed a lot, but I love my dad. Now I know why he was the way he was, and sometimes it's sad that you don't see it till you become an adult.
Fuck.
But bro, if I had a wish right now, bro, the majority of people's wishes would probably be a room full of money. And my dream would honestly, my wish would be shit, let me have my dad for one day just so he could be here and see me what I'm doing. And, you know, I know he'd be very proud of me, bro. I know he would, you know, and sometimes I just sit back and think about how I wish I could just have him see me, but I know he's, you know, he's watching over me. I carry him right here with me every day, you know, so.
You feel the spirit.
Bro, it's right here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're walking with it. It's with you and shit. Yeah, no doubt, dog. I mean, father's love, mother's love, like there's no price on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, dog. So let's I wanted to ask you this earlier too. This is kind of like I'm kind of jumping around right now, bro. And I told myself a million times, bro, that I wouldn't put this I wouldn't put this energy into this. So I'm not really putting energy in this, but it's a new era that we're in, right? It's a new era. We were talking about it earlier in regards to like, you know, what's trending, what's not trending, stupid shit people are doing, whatnot. We're in an era right now where a lot of old school street shit is all out the window, you know, like snitching and this and that. And I think you might know where I'm getting at right now. And I haven't even watched this dude's video, you know, but I noticed, I looked at his numbers though. I didn't watch the video, but I looked at his number because I didn't want to be, you know, even though I'm fucking contradicting myself with this shit. But this dude has 130 million views in 4 days on this music video he just released. And I'm talking about
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about this dude 6ix9ine, my boy. You know what I mean? Like what comes to your mind when you see that?
You know,
hip hop culture, bro, you know, like
to me it's sad, bro, because we were raised with a certain code. Like, you know, sometimes I get on my daughters when they try to throw each other under the bus of like, man, who fucking left this here? Who didn't put their cup away? Who didn't put their plate in the sink?
Yeah.
You know? So that type of shit right there, bro, like, I don't see how this kid can even function. I don't even see how he can get 1 minute of shut eye, you know, being the person he is, what he did. You know, I've been on World Star. I seen the interview. He's trying to, you know, trying to explain himself why he told, and the way he's embracing it, bro. I think that's the worst part is how he's embracing it and running with that shit. Like, I snitched, I ratted, I'm doing this numbers. Look at you, look at this, look at that. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't think there's any amount of money that could make that dude feel authentic about the way he's running with it. I'm sorry, bro. Like, having to hide for the rest of your life and having to have all these motherfuckers around you protecting you. Like, how? I mean, I guess we were just born or raised in a different era where that shit is frowned upon. To me, that shit is frowned upon to this day.
100%.
You know, but from my understanding now is there's more motherfuckers PC'd up than solid homies.
Yeah, I mean the tide is most definitely changing. I mean, the solid homies now in the prison system, they are now what is it called? The minority?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're now the minority because the PCs in the prison system over exceed the numbers of the solid individuals, you know. But is this the way of the future with, you know, hip hop culture, bro? You are in music, you love music, bro. You put out a lot of great music, brother. You know what I mean? It has been a passion in your life. So like, how do you, is this the new wave of the future?
Man, that looks like that's the way it's headed. You know, if I mean, if this guy is doing these numbers and a real artist is not even getting close to that, then, you know, I'm glad I'm out of it. And that's one of the reasons I tell you is like, I regret not pursuing all the lifetime and years that I put into the sport of boxing. Yeah. And they could keep that, you know, they could keep the rap. I'm good with that. You know, I had fun with it. I had my moments, I was able to meet great people like yourselves, and here I am now. Uh, the respect that I got for you is up there.
Likewise,
You
brother.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I believe my boy Baldacci is gonna get on, and uh, he's gonna eventually pull me and invite me to one of his shows. But you know, he also recognizes that I'm busy, you know, with what I'm trying to accomplish with my family, and he understands. He reaches out to me all the time, sends me a message. I love you, bro. You know, we family. I'm proud of what you're doing with your kids, and you know, I'll send him a message periodically out the blue, like, "Hey, my boy, you know, keep grinding. Uh, you know, you have what it takes," and he most definitely does have the talent and what it takes. And I think he's around the right people.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, I think this is a big wrench in the hip hop game, the rap game that I love so much. And I mean, who knows what the future brings for rap music?
Most definitely, dog. I mean, time will tell and shit. I mean, as the world turns, it's changing dramatically.
Big time.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess at this stage in both of our lives, I guess we're on the bleachers, you know, in regards to with the music, and we're gonna see what it do. I mean, there's a lot of fucking great. I mean, I hate to bring that dude up, dude, but it's just it's a topic that's fucking blows my fucking mind, dog. You know, that this dude can be pulling those type of numbers, bro.
That's
You know?
crazy, right?
Yeah, those numbers, dog. So I mean, everything, like you said, the shit is frowned upon. Everything, all the rules, the morals, the foundation that we were raised on. As we go, I mean, what's life without no rules? It's chaotic, bro. You know what I mean? It's just fucking savagery. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, you're not gonna be able to trust nobody because you know, man, this the future that we're going into is it's a slippery slope. It's the you know it's shaky waters, bro. I don't see it being any good.
I don't either. And again, bro, the most disturbing part of it all is the way he's embracing it, running with it.
Yeah,
Like, and people were
feeding
drawn
off
off, drawn into it.
drawn into it. I mean, obviously
And
they agree with it.
I mean, we're in different times, bro. Like these kids, I think telling is the new trend for these young kids that you know, just from everything, from the way they dress and the way they you know, I mean, I can't, you know, I can't put a finger on it exactly as far as what's going on.
I mean, you can't put a finger on it because you don't relate to it.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm with you on that right there, bro. You know, man, yeah, life is turning. I mean, I'm glad I'm where I'm at right now in regards to life. Um, the music thing, you know, I'm glad I'm out of that.
Mhm.
I'm happy where I'm at as being a father. You know, it's
Likewise.
I mean, it's the best. I didn't realize that I would ever enjoy it as much as I do in this life. And that's why I can relate with you because I watch you, bro. You know what I mean? You know, if it's through social media or, you know, the moves that, you know, I might hear that you're making and shit, and I can relate to it, bro. And so I was like, man, this dude is a perfect dude to have on this platform because this platform is to create positivity, not controversy, not negativity. You know, it's to inspire others to do better and be better. You know, it's not me, it's not anyone on here gloating about snitching or about doing somebody wrong or this and that. I mean, we do have times in this podcast where we clown and we're, you know, we funny about shit, bro, you know, and that's just, you know, shooting the breeze and being homies and shit. But as of this day that I sit right here as an individual, bro, you know, I mean, I sit here with morals and respect. And you know, I don't want this platform ever to hurt anybody or to put somebody down. We're here to uplift people, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, brother, I just want to thank you, dog, so
Hey,
much.
man, I appreciate you for having me, bro. This is I was really looking forward to this. I told my girl before, you know, I left the house, like, make sure you tune in, make sure you watch, like, you know, this is gonna give me that satisfaction. Uh, you know, being able to talk about music and you know my whole life story basically and where I'm at, and you know, trying to give people the best version of myself through my kids again. Uh, it's you know, it's a blessing, bro, to even just sit here and you know chop the breeze up with you and just you know uh, talk and chat, and you know it's all genuine love, homie, and respect.
Yeah,
Ever since you know I moved to Glendale, you know Highland Park is right there.
yeah,
Uh, every time I was right there in your neighborhood, I got nothing but love and respect from your younger homies, your older homies, and everything. And they always gave me that lifeline where if I ever needed something, you know, holler at them that I was good, and
yeah.
you know, and I
Always.
respect that. I was able to bless many stages with you. You know, I was able to be around you when we did the music, and I knew about you. I knew about your music, and you know, I got nothing but the utmost respect for you, my brother. You know what I'm
Likewise,
saying?
brother.
So,
Thank you, dog. And just before we close this out, dog, um, you want to future things you have going on?
yes,
Anything you want to plug, brother? You
of
know?
course. So, right now I am writing a book of my life story. Me and my boy Chamuco haven't came up with a name exactly what we're gonna come up with, but we are working on my book, and he's helping me out with that. I have more clothing coming out with my daughter Chantel. Make sure you guys go to chicanita.bigcartel.com, or you guys follow me on Instagram, team_Navarro_boxing. The link is in my bio. Just click the link and check out the website. You know, buy a hat. You don't have to be Chicano or Chicana to have to wear the stuff. It's just a young ladies movement that's trying to get out there, make something of herself, and empower all the women out there, and you know all the girls. So go ahead and support a young lady, and you know I rock it with pride. Yeah, I know it says Chicanita, but that's my baby, and I'm a rock it. You know, I don't give a fuck. I'm Team Chicanita all the way. That's my baby. She's continuing the family legacy, and you know the next wave of Navarros are killers in the ring. You know, they train like warriors, so they don't have to be warriors. So you know what I'm saying. So they're good to go, man. Thank you guys for you know fucking tuning in, and you know hopefully Lucky will have Chantel on here soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, we
Yeah.
got to make it happen.
Yeah,
brother.
I wanna. Well, we talked about that before, bro. So I most definitely want to make it happen when it's good, brother. You let me know. I mean,
Just make sure you have some takis and some.
I'll have her hooked up, bro. I promise you, my boy. You know what I mean?
You know?
I promise you, I'll have her whatever she wants, my boy. Takis.
She's a
fucking
humble
Gatorade.
kid, brother. She'll be able to
everything.
carry a conversation with you. Like she's so humble. She's such a good kid, man.
Yeah,
And I know
mean,
you would love to have her on.
No,
your show.
I would love to have her. We've talked about that. You know that, my boy. And when you get your book done,
Yes, sir.
let's get you back on here.
Oh yeah.
Let's promote
Most
that
definitely.
book, brother. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I know we didn't get into every little aspect of your life, which is going to be written in your book, brother,
Of
on
course.
this podcast, you know, but when the time you write that book, we can get into the nitty gritty of all the other stuff, bro. We're 2 hours in right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we 2 hours in. And anybody, before we get out, any questions you want to hit up the homie real quick?
I see a question right there by who? Handicappers Heaven. You still fuck with Z Guns? That's my boy right there. You know, yeah, of course, that's my boy. I haven't spoke to him in a minute, but that's that's my little brother right there. You know, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, shout out to Guns, man. I know Guns is
yeah.
holding that strip club down right now. He's doing his thing with the strip club, my boy. That my boy. I talked to him recently through Instagram, and we're gonna have him on soon. But I call him the young Hugh Hefner right now. I call him young Hugh Hefner, dog.
They're definitely doing their thing. You know, he has a different mentality. You know, he has no kids, bro. So he's on a different tip. You know.
You gotta love that, bro.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
kids,
I mean,
dog.
shit.
I mean, if I didn't have no kids, dog, that means you really ain't got too much responsibility but yourself. So you can do whatever. I mean, yeah.
And
It's a different lifestyle.
I had my first kid when I was 17, bro. So I know that kind of like buckled me down a little bit. Not all the way, but it kind of like settled me down a little bit. But yeah, man, I mean, some of us are blessed to have families, you know, and some of us are smart and know how to, you know, wait for certain things in life. And Z Guns was definitely one of them, and he's living his best life right now.
No doubt about that, dog.
You know
I'll see them motherfucking pictures.
Yeah,
I mean,
that fool's
he living
right.
his best life.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, much love tuning in. Everybody give it up for Sonny motherfucking Blue,
appreciate
boy.
it. Yes, sir. Appreciate that.